Hello, today our group is talking about the hypothalamus. Okay, so first up is the location of the hypothalamus. So the hypothalamus is located on the undersurface of the brain. The hypothalamus lies just below the thalamus and above the pituitary gland, to which it is attached by a stalk, an extremely complex part of the brain containing many regions with highly specialized functions. Okay, so next up is Aaron talking about the functions of the hypothalamus.
So for today, we will be talking about the functions of the hypothalamus. So what the functions of the hypothalamus is that it can maintain homeostasis. Homeostasis is meant to keep the body stable. For example, humans rely on homeostasis to maintain the appropriate body temperature for us to properly function. The hypothalamus is also meant to respond to varying internal and external alarms regarding body temperature, hunger, blood pressure, hormones, and more. Not to mention, within the hypothalamus is where the production of melatonin is regulated. For those of you who don't know, melatonin is essentially regulating your sleeping cycle, whether it could be when light triggers your mind when you should wake up. Lastly, the hypothalamus is meant to correct small imbalances in your body and can respond to stress. Next, we're going to talk about the importance of the hypothalamus with Trevor.
Hi there. So, like Aaron stated before, we're going to be talking about the importance of the hypothalamus. Now, the hypothalamus, like Aaron said, is a very important part of the brain. It controls hunger, it controls blood pressure, and it does this through a lot of different complex parts of the brain and little chemicals we have inside of us. So, the hypothalamus has the greatest concentration of nuclei at which set points are encoded, monitored, and controlled, and so can be considered as the key brain region for the control of homeostasis. The role of the hypothalamus in regulation of homeostasis is essential for survival and reproduction of the species. Now, like a clock, the brain has to have all of its gears to be working in sync. And when it comes to the hypothalamus, it's one of the most important gears inside the entire clock. It maintains homeostasis, so without that, we wouldn't be surviving. Another important part of the hypothalamus, however, is how it controls our hormones, which I will let Mari Cruz go ahead and discuss with you now.
So, the kind of hormones the hypothalamus produces two sets of nerve cells. One set releases into the bloodstream by going down through the pituitary stack into the posterior lobe of the pituitary gland, and the hormones are anticholinergic and oxytocin, and the other set of nerve cells produces stimulation and inhibiting hormones, and they reach the interior lobe of the pituitary gland through the blood vessels and go down the pituitary stack.
So thank you for watching what we had to present. Thank you for being an audience. And we hope that what we taught you about the hypothalamus gives you a little bit more insight on what happens in the brain and how our brain can send signals and receive signals from the entire body.